Hello, everybody. Welcome to week 4 of Gateway to Success. And actually, we are going to be finishing up. This will probably be the last video I do. You only have two more modules. You have Module 4 and Module 5. The course ends in about right around 2 weeks, and October 15th is the last day of the course, but I do accept late work until the 17th, which is the day that I need to submit your grades. And this is a pass-fail course. So again, once you get, in fact, let me go over to the syllabus just for if you ever have questions, and this holds true for really just about every class you take at Gateway to Success, you always want to refer to the syllabus if you have questions about due dates or about grading. Oftentimes the course calendar's in there, resources if you're unsure what textbooks, office hours. So again, all instructors at Gateway, when the course ends, important dates. So there's a lot of information packed into a course syllabus. So don't forget to look at the course syllabus if you do have questions. So let's see, what was I going to look at? October 15th, last day. Okay, so key dates. These tell us when our due dates are and how many points everything's worth. Some course dates there as well. So again, your syllabus will give you a lot of details. Let's see, there was something I did want to look for in here. Beep, 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 beep. Course grading policy. So the course is graded as pass fail. You must earn at least 350 points out of 500 total. Now I've caught up with grading. Everything has been graded up to about 1 o'clock on Thursday, the 3rd. So check your grades. Once you hit 350 points, you've passed the course. You can choose to continue if you'd like, or you can be done. That's totally up to you. But just know that I know some of you have started working on Module 4. I graded those. So anyway, just be aware that 350 is your magical number. Once you hit 350, you get a P for your overall grade. So again, if you're stressing out, if you've got a lot of, you're busy, you're just kind of like, I'm good with Gateway to Success. I think I know what I'm doing. Totally understandable. That's why we built this in to be the way that it is. So keep that in mind as you move forward. Let's see. Speaking of which, a couple of you asked about, let's see what I check my notes here. Oh, strengths. I think most, if not all of you, were able to complete the strengths activity. So I'll talk about that in a few minutes. Let's see. Other than that, I think everybody's on board with everything. So anyway, 350 out of 500. That's where you need to be. Due dates. Oh, and again, the course ends on the 15th, but I do accept everything up to the 17th. So 2 weeks from today. There's an idea course survey that's probably available. So if you would fill that out, that would be awesome. Let's see. So you've already done, if you did module 1, you did 80, module 2, 100. So that's 180, module 3, 110. So you're already up to 290 through modules 1, 2, and 3. So if you've done everything in modules 1, 2, and 3, you've already attained 290 points. You're only 60 points away. So basically what that means is you complete module 4, that puts you at your 350 mark. So again, I'm not telling you to stop doing this. I'm just telling you that you have options. Oh, I know what it was. A few of you asked in a kind of a Q&A discussion board uh, at the beginning of the course. So several weeks ago, I just noticed those. I don't get notifications, and I was looking at some of the other the Q&A discussion boards in Brightspace, And a couple of you had asked why we have to take Gateway to Success or why it's necessary. Well, a couple of reasons. Primarily, it gets you introduced to all of the different services that Gateway has to offer, especially like tutoring services, library services, which we'll talk about today. Um, we also go through your kind of time management, what it's like to be a student. Some of you are, still in high school or just out of high school and transitioned right into college. So some of the information, you already maybe know, but some of our students, they've maybe been out of school for a while. So we want to want everybody to understand a little bit about time management and what type of learner you are, your strengths. Each of you did the strengths and came up with some um, really cool responses to and reflections on what your strengths were. Um, so anyway, the variety of reasons. Also, we want you to be introduced to Brightspace, introduced to the syllabus, introduced to email communication and the importance of communication. So really, those are the main reasons. Plus, oh, and it's for everybody, whether you're web student only, face-to-face student only, whatever your program is, everybody does Gateway to Success. The other question somebody had was about connecting with other students. So I wanted to show you that as well. Under tools, if you go to class list, it'll give you a screen that looks like this. And if you want to email all of your students, you can get it defaults to 10 per page, but you can set it to 50 per page. You can get all of your classmates on here. But yeah, you can see who all of your classmates are. And if you want to email them, you can email everybody like that. Or maybe you just want to email Zach or Nick or Rosemary. Maybe you're in a group together. This could be for future courses where you have to work together in a group. But anyway, then you just click email, and then you'll be able to email everybody that way or email your classmates. Um, again, I kind of went fast. It's under tools class list, and you'll have access to that. In fact, if I switch to view this as a learner, this is what your screen will look like. You hit tools, and there it is right there, class list. All right, so that's how you can access your classmates information. Again, it's going to look like this. Okay. All right. And then you just check who you want to check and hit email. Maybe you want to email everybody. Let's see. Course home. So today I want to go through the last two modules. I want to go through campus connections. You have a couple of assignments to do in module 4. You're going to make a slide deck, and uh, if you want, I mean, again, you have to get to 350, so you pick how you get there. But one of the options is to explore some of the resources that we offer and come up with a short, 3 slide deck. So I'll show you that shortly. We'll look at the Grad Ready literacy resource assignment. Again, this is beneficial when it comes to potentially understanding student loans and understanding some of the financial obligations that you may accrue or may have once you graduate. And then, of course, we continue to talk about our strengths. All right. And then lastly, um, module 5, a couple of other items to discuss. And we'll get to those as primarily it's your moment of meaning capstone. Again, if you choose to do that. All right. So that's it there. And of course, the deliverables list. So for module 4, which is week 5, which is right now, these are the items you need to do, 75 points. Again, if you do everything in modules 1 through 4, you get to the 350 mark. Okay. Anyhow, there's the module 5 info. So before we get into the new stuff, I do want to go over a couple of items of interest from the homework. So we looked at academic integrity, and there were a couple of these that always can be debatable, I suppose. They could probably all be debatable. Some of these are going to depend maybe to some degree on the instructor. Some of these you maybe weren't given enough information. So I do want to spend just a couple of minutes on this. I don't want, for the most part, everybody answered these the way they should be answered. Ty received an assignment from his instructor, states the assignment must be completed without the help of an outside source. He works with a tutor to figure out what's required. Is this a breach of academic integrity? Now, again, this is the key that I'm given. This isn't my key. My key is what we're talking about. The key I'm given says, yes, this is a breach. But for me, the answer is no, or maybe. It depends, because if Ty has accommodations, no matter what an instructor says, the accommodations from the Learning Center trump anything that an instructor says. So if a student has accommodations, I can't deny them accommodations. So in this instance, Ty may have accommodations for the tutoring center to get assistance on exams or assignments. That's good. I encourage all of you to go to the Learning Center. So I don't have a problem with anybody using the Learning Center, especially if they have an accommodation for it. So for me, number one is a big and fat no. They're not in trouble. And I would never give it, personally, I would never give an assignment saying you're not allowed to use any help or any resources. That just doesn't make sense, because in this day and age, no matter where you work or what program you're going into, once you get out in the real world, you're going to be collaborating with your colleagues and supervisors all the time. So, anyway, Patty copies chunks, pastes them directly into her paper. She cites the information correctly on her works cited. No, you can do works cited. I don't recommend it. She probably cited it. I don't generally recommend copying and pasting large chunks. But again, if you find a section or a paragraph that from a resource that says everything and more that you could say, then go for it. We use primarily APA formatting. Some of your courses may use MLA, but I think mostly we use APA formatting. So just make sure that you use the proper APA formatting. All right, so Steven's using AI to help him write his paper. Instructions say that he can use AI with instructor permission. However, does not cite AI software. Again, you always want to cite your references. All right, Laura obtained a test that'll be given in the upcoming weeks. Laura offers to tell Jen for 20. Yeah, we don't pay people for answers. Jorge's classic. This is a workshop that was offered as extra credit, and asked him to. Yeah, that's kind of unethical and dishonest. This one, Morrow, is in his Intro to Human Services class, 3 sections, taught by the same instructor. Friend is in a different section, taking the class before him. After the test, Morrow's friend tells him what to study based on the questions on the test. Now, this is a little gray in the academic integrity policy handbook. Um, yeah, some of you put no, and had a very good reason why no, this isn't a breach of the policy. I think as an instructor, I've been instructing college students for almost 25 years, and I know students talk to one another. I hope they talk to one another and communicate and collaborate. Now, if I don't want students discussing my exams with other students that are in different sections, then maybe I need to have different exams in different sections, because it'd be really short-sighted on my part as a faculty member to think that students aren't talking to one another about exams. So if I'm really concerned about this, then I would want to make sure that I had my exams questions from exam questions from a giant pool. So Morrow takes the test in the same course, different section that his friend took it, but the pool of questions is 1,000 questions. So his friend maybe had 40 questions that were completely different than his. So, I mean, this is kind of a putsy scenario, in my opinion, anyway. So, but yeah, I mean, anyway, Carlos brings a draft to his paid learning center for help. No, that's the whole point of the learning center. Frank is enrolled in an online class, meets up with a classmate to take an online test together. Again, I can't control what people do outside of class. I actually prefer that students work together to come up with answers. And again, all of my online exams come from pools or test banks. So when I give an online exam, you're going to get different questions every time you take it, just like your classmate's going to get different questions. So again, I promote collaboration. So some instructors explicitly state you can't work on it together. Well, how would they know? So anyway, this day and age where everything is this, that, texting, emailing, if two humans that are adults that are taking a class want to meet in person and work on things together in person, then more power to them. I think that's awesome. Yeah, there isn't enough of that, you know, too much screen, not enough physical interaction. So anyway, but that's just my opinion. So I promote human interaction. I also promote the powers of the interactions too. Email and texting and Zoom. There are so many great ways to communicate that I'm not going to limit it to any one thing. All right, so Kylan copies chunks of material from a website, pastes them directly, and doesn't. Yeah, again, that's pretty obviously a breach of academic integrity. Mariah finds a flash drive. This is really sketchy. Opens it, downloads copies, makes a few submit. See, this is a couple of you said that's even theft. So I don't know about that, but I do know that's pretty unethical on her part. So anyway, you guys all did excellent on that. Now safety and security, similar deal. This one is really up in the air. Uh, there are 20 of you, and I get 20 different answers. So, again, a lot of this is just kind of your own perception of maybe what you would do in these situations. Two people are having a loud argument in the hallway. It seems to be escalating. You know, um, I would probably look for an administrator, a faculty member, someone that was staff member, someone that works at the college. I wouldn't get involved necessarily, other than trying to find someone that works at the college to de-escalate the situation. It's not your responsibility to de-escalate confrontations. Now, you may want to fill out an incident report depending on how nuts it gets. So that's always an option. You may even be asked if you go find a staff or faculty member, you might be asked as to that, or for your name and student ID. So we would put that on an incident report. Oftentimes, faculty and staff fill out the incident reports if they're involved, and then you would be a witness on that report. So anyway, so you wouldn't necessarily have to submit one yourself. You don't feel safe walking your car alone. I think you definitely want to call security, and that's on the back of your student ID card. You can also there's strength in numbers. You could ask a couple of classmates, if they're going to their car too, where they're parked. Mind if I walk with you? That type of thing. So if you feel like you're going to be alone, again, please call for security. We do escorts to your vehicles if you need that. A classmate accusing an instructor of treating her unfairly swears at the instructor, demanding, "We're going to settle this right now." And the instructor invites her to discuss the concerns privately after class. So, um, This one, I'm not sure. Depends, I guess, how triggered you are. If you need to get student support from witnessing this, generally, again, the faculty member will do the report submitting. Um, it shouldn't escalate to a point where you would need to get involved. The idea is that the faculty member's role is to minimize the amount of confrontation, if not eliminate it. Hopefully you'll never be in a situation like I say, in 25 years of teaching, I've had thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of students and courses and sections and I can count on one, honestly, I can count on one hand how many incidences like this I've had. And they usually don't involve me. They're usually more something like number one, where I might have two classmates arguing in the class over something that has nothing to do with school, maybe something personal. But again, in all my experience, we're talking like twice in all that time. So, and my colleagues would say the same thing. We're dealing with adults. Generally, adults behave. This isn't grade school or middle school or high school where you might have weird confrontations. You suspect one of your classmates is under the influence of alcohol or drugs as being disruptive. Again, this is a situation for your faculty, your instructor to be handling. If they're not handling it, maybe they don't notice it. Maybe it's a really big classroom. I don't know. Then you may want to send an email to the instructor. You may want to talk to the instructor. You may even want to go so far as filling out an incident report. But again, this is like a police report. You generally want to do that if you're like the only one that's kind of like involved. You shouldn't have to feel like you have to submit an incident report due to safety issues. Because there's a faculty or staff member that will help you, and then together we could figure that out. But anyway, know that it is available. One of your classmates shared information that makes you think he or she may be in an abusive relationship. Yeah, that's student accommodation, student support, incident report, talk to your instructor. That could be letter E, right? Letter E is talk to your instructor. Um, this is a tough one too because you don't want to overstep your bounds. Maybe your classmate is confiding in you and they explicitly state, I don't want you to say anything to anybody. That's your call what to do. But obviously, if it involves abuse, you have a moral obligation to report that. Just report it to the instructor and then let them do what they need to do. That's really kind of my answer to all of this. Refer to faculty and staff. Okay. Same with this. You suspicious package next to a garbage can, student life center. What are you going to do? You're going to tinker with it. You're going to call security. I mean, you could not tinker with it, but you could call security right away. But you could also go ask somebody in student life, hey, I noticed this package out here by the garbage can. It seems suspicious. That's what you want to do. Always refer and defer questions to faculty and staff. You're pregnant, may need to reschedule your exam because it conflicts with a prenatal appointment. Again, we need you to connect with student accommodations. We have Title IX, and we can give you as many accommodations as you need. So you definitely want to get in, and you also want to talk to your instructor. A threatening email from another student. Again, that's one you're going to want to talk to your instructor, a student advisor. You could even talk to someone in security, find out what they suggest. You could talk to a program department chair, any faculty or staff at the college. All right. And then lastly, you want to report an incident related to discrimination or harassment. Again, you could talk to all of these or do all of these with that. That's egregious, and we don't put up or tolerate that. All right. So that should wrap that up. Dates, we're not gonna, you guys did fine on that. Let's get in. I don't want to spend too much time going through this. You guys are all capable at this point to find and click exactly what you need. So right now we're in module 4, which is campus connections. So the first thing is setting the stage by getting ready and directing your focus. So it's a short little strengths, growth mindset, and academic success activity. This is you can type this into a Word document, or you can put it directly. You could submit. You can type your submission right into the comments, whatever you want to do. But this is definitely just brief, be brief, clear, concise. What surprised you about your top five strengths? So all of you did your strengths. What surprised you about it? Maybe nothing did. Maybe you were like, yep, I've always been told by my friends and family I kind of act that way. Or maybe you just know that about yourself. Choose an academic or personal success strategy that resonated with you for one of your top five strengths. So pick one of your top five strengths and discuss the academic aspect or how that's going to help you. Any strategies for one or more of your strengths, how you could use them in your studies. If not, so again, 100 words. That's basically a paragraph. It's like a half a page double space. So I'm not asking for a lot. Just basically a reflection. Okay, so that's that. And then, so basically, you're writing a little bit of a reflection on your strengths. Then we go into the comprehend section, uh, gateways, student resources. So you click that. It's going to open this, and we're going to have a couple of links that you're going to want to click on. Learning Success Centers, Student Life, Student Services, and then the Impact Program and Career and Employment Services. Okay, so make sure that you look at those. And I wanted to mention this briefly. A couple of you are already thinking about the end, which is good. You want to be thinking about graduation. That's your a lot of you, the reason you guys are here. It's kind of one of your major motivators is to walk across that stage and get that diploma or that degree. But I think beyond that, you probably want to get a job, right, and make money. So please check out Career and Employment Services. They are even now, while you're a student, they could potentially help you get a little part-time job, maybe look for a full-time job right now. I don't know, but even right now, as a student, you need to use this as a resource to potentially guide you to a future employer. Maybe you could get an internship, or maybe you can shadow a physician or a pilot or a CNC operator, whatever it might be. But start trying to make connections now while you're in school. And this Career and Employment Services, perfect spot to start. Because if you develop a relationship with them now as a student, by the time you graduate and you're saying, "Hey, I need help with my resume," or maybe you've already been working on it, right? Because you've had a relationship with career services. They may be the ones who send an email out to you saying, "Hey, I got a hot tip on a job. Um, why don't we, meet and get together and get your resume sent out there?" So start thinking about establishing a relationship with career services now. Don't wait until you're almost ready to graduate and then walk in and say, "Well, here I am." They don't know you or maybe even how to help you at that point. So you can expedite or speed up the process by talking to them now. Learning success, again, you're going to find tutoring services for that as well as other support. Student life, you may find these clubs and organizations, student government information, student services. You can find information potentially too about how to get help with paying some of your bills or getting gas card or internet. Technology is extremely important, as you know. So we want to make sure that we have that you guys have the resources available to you. And so student services is going to help that. So what you're going to do, so that was this site. There's a Learning Success Services Resource Guide. This is it's a PDF from the Learning Center. There's a short video from Student Support Counseling. We can help you with everything at Gateway. We can personal stuff. If you have personal stuff, we can help you with that. We want you to be successful, not just as a student at Gateway, but as a member of the community and a future member of the workforce in the community. So we will do what it takes to help you get what you need to be successful in any way possible. There's a tutoring services video as well. And then before I get to library services, paying for college, a little financial aid info. So you want to look at that. We do have scholarships and grant money available. So you want to definitely look into that. And then library services. If you open this window, you're going to find more details on the library. I've got a short library slide deck. All three of the main campuses, Elkhorn, Racine, Kenosha, have physical libraries, books, periodicals. You can rent even equipment. They have cameras, they have laptops. They've got all kinds of stuff in there. Lots of meeting spaces. So if you have to work on projects, maybe you just want to study, you want to get out of the house, or you want to get away from the friends and the family or whatever, you need a quiet, serene place, hit up the library at any of the four or any of the three main campuses. We always have events going on at the library, so pay attention to your emails. We do dog therapy, so you can go in and pet a dog and hang out with dogs. Probably one of the main resources that you'll want to check into is the Gateway Library website. And again, if you just go to gtc.edu, there's a search engine there, a search bar that you can click. Let me go back to Intranet Home. Oops, I don't want to go to Intranet Home. I just want to go to there, gtc.edu. So right here you have the magnifying glass. So if you can just go there and type in library if you're having trouble finding. But yeah, we have an awesome digital library full of great resources. So anyway, there's phone numbers. You can contact the libraries if you need to. And again, there's a video there you can watch as well. Let's see, module 4, campus connections. Okay. And then what you're going to do with all of that info. So one of these places you looked at. So whether it's a learning center, student success, student services, career services, clubs and organizations, the library, specifically tutoring services, financial aid office, whatever it is, you're going to make a brief, maybe, like a 3-slide deck on 5 little bullets about top 5 things you should know about one of these items. So use this assignment template. And then here's the slide deck. You can make a copy. And you're more, so this is all you need. And name of group members. So this would be, you could put, this would be your name because we don't do this as a group. And then 5 things to know about the resource, and then any questions that you might have. Or any, you can put anything you want there, but make sure you have the 5 things we need to know about the resource, and then any other things. Now, and again, you can make your slideshow. Here we go. Let's see. Change background, apply layout. That's not what. Oh, theme. You can edit the theme. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Theme. So click that, and then you have a lot of different options for theme if you don't like just the black and white option. Okay, so there's layout, background, theme, transition. You can get as fancy as you want. You don't have to. You can leave it just like this and type in library, your last name or your first and last name, and then 5 things that we should know about the library. What's the phone number? Where are they located? Those types of things. And that's it. Then download, submit just like you normally submit to the Dropbox. Do 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 ba ba boop ba do. All right, and then lastly for Module 4 is this Grad Ready Financial Literacy Resource assignment. And so you're going to want to watch this video. You also have to set up an account using your Gateway information. And you're going to want to do path 2 and path 3. You can do all the paths if you'd like. Okay, there are 5 of them. you only need to do path 2 and path 3. And then you know, maybe you only want to do one of them. I don't, it's up to you. This is your experience, but please make sure you look through that. All right, so that's module 4. And then lastly, module 5, which is responsible student citizenship. So this talks a little bit about the college's mission, diversity statements, diversity overview. There's a Who Am I poetry activity. It's not available yet, so access restricted. I'll tell you what, I can unrestrict. Module 5, I will open up Module 5 so you can access it now because some of you may want to start working ahead and no sense in leaving Module 5 unavailable. Let's see. So, just gonna make it available right now. Okay. So that's available if you want to start working on that. Um, what this is people often think about and share influences that shape their lives. There's a sample poem in here, and it doesn't have to be like rhyming or anything. It's just a series of 10 to 20 lines of who you are. So you can go through and do that if you'd like. All right, so that's available. And then there's a little section on civic engagement as well as diversity, civility, respect. So make sure you watch those or look through those. And then let's see, volunteer opportunities at Gateway assignment. I'll open that up as well. After watching the Civic Leadership and Gateways Impact Program video, explore opportunities for volunteering at Gateway via the Pulse website. So again, open that, watch this video. It'll give you the info that you're looking for, and I'll go ahead and make this available right now. And again, I want you guys to be able to access everything that you need to be successful and to work at your own pace. So let's go ahead. Since we're at the end of the semester, you guys can have free reign of the rest of the course. Because again, this will be the last video I do. I'll send out a couple of announcement reminders, but other than that, you guys have all done an excellent job, and I want to commend each and every one of you for sticking with what you desired to do about 4 or 5 weeks ago. You're at the very beginning of your journey, and I know that each and every one of you is capable of succeeding both academically here at Gateway, as long as you communicate effectively and stay on top of your work, prioritize and manage time. So I know it sounds like a lot, but you guys, like I say, you've made it this far, and you're just doing awesome. So keep it up, and you will see great things come from all the hard work and energy that you put into this. All right, so we've got just a kind of a case study for critical thinking. So read through this. There's no right or wrong answer. It says 150 to 200 words. I don't count words. If you want to do a half-page paragraph telling me everything you think should happen regarding this situation, I'm okay with that too. And then lastly, of course, is your moment of meaning, capstone project. And again, that can be anything you want it to be. That could be a future letter to self or a letter to the future self. It could be a short video. It could be an audio recording. It could be a short PowerPoint presentation. It can be anything you want it to be. So this does have a discussion board. So you will submit this as a discussion post. I'm going to again change the date so you can start on that right now if you'd like. There we go. And again, you have less than 2 weeks to complete the course. You need to get to 350 points. Most, if not all of you, are well on your way there. So the moment of meaning, you're going to reflect on your semester. It's kind of, for me, moment of meaning is like a past, present, future project. You can talk a little bit about the past, kind of where you came from, what got you here, and in the present, kind of what you're doing here, how your semester's going, how Gateway to Success, your other classes have been going, what your experience has been like, expectations being met, surprises, anything like that. And then the future part is what do you want to be when you leave here? What type of job do you want to get into? What type of profession are you looking at doing? And why? Maybe how does it represent who you are? So just think about those three things: past, present, future, where you came from, where you are, and where you're going. And that's really it. It could be 3 slides in a PowerPoint. Past, present, future. You can even label that. Slide 1, past. Slide 2, present. Slide 3, future. Boom, boom, boom. A couple of bullet points, maybe a photo or an image or illustration, some clip art. Or you can do just a 1 page, type out, double space, kind of past, present, future, plans and things like that. So anyway, some students talk, they do their moment of meaning project is all about their favorite, most beneficial project or topic or assignment or whatever that we did in Gateway to Success. So it can be that micro. You can hone in on one thing we did in Gateway to Success and talk about that. That's really going to benefit you in the future. So it's totally wide open. I've got instructions on how to do different things. But yeah, just it's a discussion board. You just start a thread and drop your PowerPoint in there, or your recording, or whatever it is. All right. So other than that, that's all I have for you guys. Again, I've enjoyed each and every one of your assignments, reading through them, and all of you have a lot to look forward to in your futures. You're a very diverse group, and our communities are all in good hands if we have you guys to look forward to in the workforce. So thank you for your hard work and your smart work as well. And good luck to each and every one of you. And please reach out if you ever need anything from me.